Hello and welcome to the Community Roundtable. We are here in our brand new studio, looking great.
Pretty awesome.
This is pretty fantastic.
Really cool.
And I'm thrilled to be joined by Trickshot from Reddit, Lex Mobile Gaming from YouTube, and Kairos Time also from YouTube.
Great to be
Kairos, why don't you tell us why we're here?
Yeah, so this is the 4th ever Community Roundtable where we actually submit questions on Reddit, and then the community takes the time to respond to those questions and also upvote for their favorite responses. And then we go over that, we talk about it. It's kind of a nice way to connect the community with us and also a little bit with the developer team as well.
That's what we're doing here, Tank. I was not sure, but I'm glad that is. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Tried to send you the memo, Lex.
I know,
But,
yeah.
you made the post and everything.
All right. So picking up at our very first question, and that is, if you could add one feature to the game that you feel is missing, what would it be? And our top reply was from Nmark2003, and he said replays. Pretty solid suggestion. What do you think about that, Kairos?
You know, Brawl Stars is a really fun social game. And part of that is, you have some really epic moments. Some things where you're like, man, I wish I could see that again.
Gotta
or
share my
I gotta
ritual.
share that to somebody, and replays is kind of a really fun way to do that, and especially in a lot of other Supercell games.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Those cool moments you absolutely want to share with your friends. So, you have anything you want to add to that, Trickshot?
I mean, replays are just awesome. Kara said most of it. It's just if they're out of the game, it's another way for players to see what they're doing and share those epic replays online.
Well, I think the person who would probably know most if these are going to be coming to the game, I know it's been being worked on, but Ryan, why don't you fill us in here?
Yes, so we love replays. They're very high on the priority list for the team, especially for me. Like, the one thing I want to record that's happened to me once is if I'm Crow and I can get to the end of gym grab, get all the gyms, and super my way home,
Yes.
I need that on video.
Yeah, right?
That'd be
So
awesome.
we're working on it, and we have been working on it, but now it's at the top of our priority list, and the reason it's taken a while is because if you compare to, say, Clash of Clans, how replays work in that game is basically the game records your inputs. You have, say, 200 troops, and it records X, Y axis and the time you dropped it, and then when you replay, the AI basically just redoes the match according to its AI. For Brawl Stars, you've got 6 players, X, Y axis, and the super all going constantly through the whole match. So we're trying to figure out how to record all of that data and store it so that you can access those replays later, because you probably don't want just one replay for one game. You want to keep a lot of them. So we're working a lot on the servers to figure out how to do that effectively.
Right. And so you would actually be able to save the replay to your device?
Right.
That would be very cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So next response was from Jar Jar Blanks. He says that he wants to be able to promote another member in the game room to be the leader of the game room. And I gotta say, I like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of that's a great quality of life thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if he says this is the one thing that he wants. He wants somebody else to be the leader, but I mean, hey, that's what he wants.
I'm surprised. You could have asked for new brawlers.
Nope.
You could have asked for, new game modes, more ticketed
He
events.
just doesn't want to be the leader anymore.
Okay.
All right. I say you give the man what he wants.
That's what you say.
I mean, it
Reddit.
is a solid suggestion, and it is a nice quality of life feature. So, yeah.
It's a great suggestion, and it's on our list of things to do, but just not that high in the priorities. We didn't
Sure.
think that was such a huge thing, but
Yeah.
tell you what, we'll bump it up that
There you
priority
go.
list now, just
There
for
you
you,
go, Jar Jar.
Jar Jar Blanks.
Wouldn't you think this is like a big, I don't know, if this is what the community wants, that means they're in a pretty good place with the game, They don't
That's
want
true.
too much,
Sure.
so if they just want this simple feature, it means you guys have done some pretty good stuff so far.
I'm hoping for the day when you guys run out of requests. You're
Yeah.
just like, it's
That'll
perfect,
never
you're
happen.
done,
I think, yeah,
lock it up.
that won't happen.
I don't
Sorry.
But speaking of requests, the next request, and the third highest response, was from Patatal. It says he wants voice acting for the brawlers that don't have one. My question for you guys is, if you could choose one brawler that doesn't have a voice right now, and you want to hear it, who would it be?
Spike.
Okay.
Spike. Is he gonna be like way high up, kind of cartoony? Is he gonna be deep low, like he was in one of his advertisements earlier on in the game? I don't know.
No?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'd do Frank. I want to hear something from Frank.
Frank would be a cool one.
Yeah, I want to know what he sounds like.
I think Frank.
He
I
has
think
one.
Frank does have
Does
a
he
voice.
really
He
have one?
does.
He goes,
That is the worst reply ever. Yeah, he just kind of like
That's
does a
all,
lot of
but
grunting.
I want to hear like some
that's all
noise.
You
Frank
want to hear his
knows.
poetry. You
Yes.
want to hear, you know,
I want to hear him
stories.
talk. I want to
Who
know
is
what Frank
Frank?
is
Who is
like.
Frank as a caveman?
Not the grunt. He's holding something in with the grunt. So I want to
Let it
hear.
out.
Yeah, I want to hear who the
How
real.
about
I
you,
Frank
tell you,
is.
I actually don't want to hear Spike because he's this like
Mystery.
mysterious
Yeah.
little cactus, like strange, like animated cactus with a brain. I like the mystery.
It'll ruin it.
you can turn down the volume. I want to hear his voice.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep the volume low.
Okay.
Right. I personally want to hear Mortis, but you know, that's another topic.
We don't talk about
You just wanna
Lex
hear
and,
Mortis?
and Mortis
Or-
voiceovers.
Right, you know.
So one other notable thing that I think was a great response was Psycho Beast 56 says that he wants post-game stats, kills, deaths, damage, heals. I would love that.
Oh, yeah, I would love it too. I do see that as could be a double-edged sword, you know, where you might reinforce your behavior, but maybe you would be like, Ryan, you really sucked that match again, dude.
Yep.
What the heck?
Happens a lot.
I don't
Happens
know.
a lot, yeah.
What does the team feel about stats in the post game?
It is a double-edged sword. Not for that reason, though. We don't want it to feel like super hardcore, where after every match in your profile, you're looking at your kill death average and calculating who's the best due to kills. Because a lot of the objective modes are not based directly on the stats, like kills or even gyms held. If you're a support character and you have your gym carrier in the back and you're being aggro, you may die often, which
Right.
in the stats will look very bad, but you maybe did a lot for the team.
Sure.
So it can be confusing, it can be overwhelming for new players, but we haven't ruled it out. We
Right.
talk about it all the time.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Some stats you can't quantify. I mean, I still want it, but you know, I hear you.
Hopefully we can get some stats, like a very basic version of stats. Just something more than what we have right now would be awesome.
Right.
So another notable response comes from Schmendrix27. He says that he would add a form of a campaign to the game, which I've heard a lot before around the community. I think it would be something that really adds different than what we have right now in just multiplayer pushing up the ladder.
Right. Some sort of single player campaign. There would be tons of possibilities for something like that. What that would look like, and is that high on the priority list right now? Probably not, but I mean, it might be something cool for the future.
Yeah. Personally, I think it would be a cam pleasure.
Oh my gosh. Dad jokes have come to the round table, and it wasn't even from us.
It wasn't from us.
I don't know.
That's great.
But seriously, campaign would be really, really cool. It's actually not that high on the priority list. One thing to consider is that a campaign is linear, so replaying it is not so much fun. So we would need to make like a long campaign,
for sure.
which is a lot of stuff we want to build. Whereas instead, we could make new game modes, we make new brawlers, make all kinds of
That
stuff.
you can play over and over again.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense. All right. So our next question was, how are you feeling about the last updates? The one with Android, duos, gems. What do you feel was done well, and/or what could be done better? And once again, in March 2003, right at the top, says he loved all those changes. Gems and boxes was his favorite. What could be better is having more friends. More friends than 100. He wants more than 100 friends.
Wow. Oh,
I thought three
just
was a
in
crowd.
general, like
Right.
more
Yeah.
friends.
I want more than like 5.
Brawl Stars, can you
Yeah.
please give me more friends?
I need some friends.
So, I
How
don't
do
know.
you guys feel? Are you hitting the cap of 100 and feeling like you want more?
Well, I think friends cap is at 200 right
Is it
now.
200?
It got increased.
That's right.
I-
We did
yeah.
increase
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Do
not.
you really need more than 200 friends in your friends list?
I'm at least 50 away from that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of people that want to be my friend. You know what I mean? I'm a good
like
friend, you know.
Sure you do, bud.
But how often? But how often do I play with all of them?
Right.
You know,
Very
not,
rarely.
Not very often.
You don't really know most of those people, and you're not going to probably play with them. But I mean, maybe some people do. I don't know.
Yeah, I've like 25, so
Yeah.
I'm not stressing at all about that friend limit.
Personally, I'm really picky with my friends list. We got to go on that like 20 game streak.
Right.
And then I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
you and me, buddy. We're in this for the long run.
You gotta earn it to
Yeah.
be in Arlide's heart.
All right, Schmendrix27 is back, and he wants to talk about event rotation. So Schmendrix says it's a shame that we didn't change the event rotation more and that we only changed Duo Showdown. He said there's a lot of great ideas for new event rotations, and we could have done more. What do you guys think? How do you feel about the rotation?
First off, I think it's odd that this is the one guy who doesn't like Duo Showdown.
Right?
We found the one guy, and this
found
it's Schmendrix.
I think something's wrong.
But no, I do agree that mainly the fourth tab there, especially like on the weekends when you can't play. If you wanted to play Brawl Ball or Bounty, it's just not possible. So I do think that there should be some sort of tweaks to that so that the game modes are more available all the time.
Especially because, a lot of people, the weekend is when they have a lot of time to play.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of people that really love Bounty or really love Brawl Ball, and they can't do that during the weekend. But this is actually a tough one because I really like the most recent event rotation. And I know that there's some people that really dislike the current event rotation.
Yeah.
And so how do you balance that?
Can't please everybody.
You can't please everybody.
That's true.
I don't know.
I mean, Duo Showdown being with normal Showdown right now is probably just my favorite feature because I love Duo
that is great.
Showdowns. And then having Gem Grab up top whenever I have two other friends around, I could go pop in there. And I also love Heist. And then Bounty and Brawl Ball are probably some of my lesser favorite modes. So I'm kind of happy with how it is right now.
I love Brawl Ball, so I would love to see that more. To give you guys some insight on the background, what we're working on is a way that we can change that much more often. So we probably can't make everybody happy, but as long as we're keeping it fresh, hopefully everybody can see a lot of new stuff all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Ionix had kind of a good response right here. He had a lot of different ideas, but one of the main things that he wants to focus on is just having more diversity with maps. And he brings up the example of Heist, where basically Daryl just, he's so strong in Heist.
Daryl rolls the whole map.
He just,
You don't have
exactly.
Daryl, you don't have a win.
Yeah, so, and that's definitely a fair point. There's a lot of game modes, a lot of maps that works well for a lot of brawlers, but then there are some that there's the one-trick wonders.
Right. Well, one cool thing about that is that, and I know this personally, is that if you guys make maps and submit them on Reddit, and if they're good, the team will definitely see them because, I mean, there's been maps that are in-game right now that came from Reddit posts. So if you've got an idea for a map that you think would work great, maybe to stop Daryl so he wouldn't be so powerful, make the map, put it in on Reddit, and you never know, it may end up in the game.
That should be the next contest. Stop Daryl.
Right?
Stop Daryl. Winner gets a Daryl skin.
Yeah.
Trickshot, what do you think?
I think that a few brawlers are a little bit too powerful. Kind of like you could say the same for Poco, and he's really powerful in smash and grab especially, but overall he's pretty powerful. But Daryl, you just point up, he goes straight to the safe, and then you shoot a little bit, especially when you catch him off guard. It's just very easy way to win heists, and I feel like it can get a little bit too tedious.
Yeah.
It doesn't really change up too much.
I think Lex actually just told me today that Daryl has the closest the most point blank damage out of any brawler, which makes him deadly in Heist.
Very, very deadly.
It's the mobility. I mean, you can roll across the entire map. So, and that's good. Having a solid meta for different things is a good thing. Yeah. But it's also good to switch it up sometimes.
Because Daryl's not super strong in a lot of other game modes and maps and things like that. So it's good for him to have a place to shine.
Yeah.
But for all of Heist to be all about Daryl.
Right.
Yeah. So our intention was sort of in that vein, that there would be modes or maps that are very conducive to specific brawlers. So initially, we don't mind if Daryl is really good in Heist or if Piper is really good in Bounty. The hope is we can have enough game modes where the variety comes from the modes, not so much the meta in each one. So you can pick and choose that way.
All right, so one notable response from this question was from Link Wink, and his basic answer here is that he wants more event tickets. He wants to be able to get more event tickets, and he wants to be able to double them. I mean, I want them too, but whether you're going to be able to get them all, I don't know. What do you think, Iros?
Yeah, so in one of the most recent updates, when they added gems into the game, some of the trade-off was that, hey, we have those bonus things. We're going to replace some of those tickets bonuses with bonus gems. And so you can actually use those gems to go buy tickets.
Right.
And it's kind of similar here, but also right now, if you're playing every single day and you really do want to grind every single day, you're going to get every week at least like 10, 15 tickets. I can't imagine wanting to play boss fight more than 15 times.
They just really love boss fight, man. They just love it.
I mean, obviously, if you want to farm that gold, that's a different thing.
Right.
Well, you got to become the boss brawler. That's key.
You do have to
That's
become
key.
the boss brawler.
Mortis boss.
That's right. But I mean, you got Lex and I. We're just dirty gemmers.
That's
so
right.
that's how we do
My
it.
opinion isn't probably as valid as somebody who actually has to grind for those tickets, but I don't know. Trickshot?
I mean, I'm still kind of grinding for tickets, but I always have around 50. I try to keep it around 50 if, that one weekend where I just, my friends come around and we're like, all right, we're going to play a lot of Robo or a lot of Boss Brawl, and then that's what I save them for. But honestly, I'm only spending maybe 5 during the week, and I'll play maybe 5 games, just go 1 ticket each, because you never know with randoms. You might have a great game, might have 2 people who have to go do something else in the middle. So it's
You don't lay it all on the line, 20 tickets, and just see what happens?
I play it safe.
Bit risky.
I'm not a risky player.
So our next question was, what's your opinion on the value of skins in relation to their price? And for bonus points, what brawler would you love to see a skin for next? And Spuke YouTube says, the price of skins is a bit high, but with the addition of gems, it's compensated. The brawlers that he wants to see with new skins are Terra and Dynamite. 2 pretty solid choices. I've seen some pretty good fan art for Terra and Dynamite. I don't know, what do you think about this topic?
Yeah, so I think that he's right on there. You know, we have those extra gems so that everybody has a chance. You know, if you really do want to save up for that crow skin, you eventually can get that. You know what I mean?
Saving.
But it does take some time. But it also doesn't make it so
worth
that crow skin is just like so common that it kind of devalues it. You know what I mean? Really excited, or really good stuff there. As far as my favorite or a brawler that I want to see, I want to see one of the more original brawlers get a really cool skin, kind of like Crow's. You know what I mean? So like maybe Colt.
Ooh, that
or
would be
like,
so cool.
Or Shelly.
I want
Colt Crunch.
Or Nita. Yeah, Colt Crunch.
Colt Crunch.
Colt
There he
Crunch.
is.
Or like Nita. That'd be awesome.
Trick shot.
I mean, I definitely think that the skins are probably at a good point right now.
Yeah.
They should stay in a moderate price. And they shouldn't be too cheap where just anyone can get them. But they should be, you know, if you put in $1, you get something cool. But
Well,
you know, if you put in a lot of dollars, you get something really cool. Like
I
the
like
Phoenix
the
Scout.
almost different levels of skins. You know, the common ones, you know, a recolor, but up to the other end of the spectrum, you know, you've got like the Phoenix Crow, which is just totally awesome. I
You get
like that, you
stared
know,
from that one.
there's different levels that, you know, you can get the different sections of the skins.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think especially I get excited when I see a Phoenix Crow or a Knight Jesse in the game. They're rare enough where I'm like, whoa,
I
this
don't get
guy,
excited.
That dude
this
is
guy
awesome.
is hardcore.
I get scared. I'm like, oh no.
You're running
Just
in
give up.
terror.
He's not on my team. I'm just, all right. That's
Lex, what do you want to see next for skins?
You know, I hadn't even really thought about a Colt skin until you just said it. That does sound really cool, but in the interest of not being a complete copycat, I'm going
Does
to
it to
say
me all the
Colt.
time.
great. Great choice. Yeah.
No, Brock. I would like to see one for Brock. Brock would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that would look like, but I do like the pink flippers that he's got right now. But yeah, Brock would be a cool one. Beach Brock is awesome.
Beach
Very
Brock.
awesome.
How about you, Ryan?
I didn't have an answer prepared for this. This is a really tough question. You know what? I think I would really like to see like a Terra skin. Because I want to see that little shadow. There could be a cool new creature
Spider.
or a
Ooh.
spider.
Like for
or
a really
like
high-end skin.
Yeah,
Spawn something different.
Yeah, like a sand
That would be
pit or a
cool.
whirlpool or
That
A
would be
black
cool.
hole, some really
could be a
awesome.
whirlpool. She makes a rubber ducky.
Yes.
Friends,
Yes.
friends with Jesse.
It
right.
quacks.
Yeah.
Quacks as it
Quacks
chases
along.
people
Doesn't
down.
even do damage. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
just-
happy little.
It just chases
Just
you.
makes little noises. It keeps going.
I like
It's
it.
cute.
I like
Stays
it.
for the entire match. Can't kill it.
Yeah, it just hops
Yeah.
around.
So the next question is, what are some of the ways that you think that would increase band activity and cohesiveness? Real Casper says band chest and band wars, and also maybe donating PowerPoints. What do you think, Trick?
So I think that the band chest is definitely something cool, kind of like the clan chest, Clash Royale, especially since, you know, he mentioned band wars. We're probably not going to have that for a while. So, you know, a band chest really keep people, you know, bands working together, you know, work for the goal during the weekends or whatever. And I think that donating PowerPoints, as much as people dislike it, I think once Brawl, especially you're looking at it in a later stage when new players are getting into it and there might be 30 plus brawlers,
Yeah.
you know, getting PowerPoints for everyone is going to take much longer than it takes right now.
Yeah.
Especially because we've been playing for so long. For a new player, maybe donating PowerPoints won't be as bad as we think. So.
I don't know. I mean, those are some real good suggestions, and they're really cool things, but they're almost kind of like retreads of what, you know, we've seen in other Supercell games.
Yeah.
And while they would be perfectly fine, I kind of want something new and different. What that looks like, I have no clue. I'm not that creative, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think ideally, Brawl Stars creates the best game for Brawl Stars.
Right.
And is, you know, like for Clash Royale, for other Brawl, you know, Supercell games, donations makes a lot of sense because it takes a really long time for you to max out one deck or one card. For Brawl Stars, it's a much shorter time, and the best way to play Brawl Stars is to level up all of your characters.
Right.
So is specializing that gonna I don't know what the best, but I would prefer for Brawl Stars to do what's best for Brawl Stars and not necessarily copy what Supercell's already done, unless that's best for Brawl Stars.
Yeah.
I mean, we're thinking pretty much exactly along those lines. Right now, with bans and donations and PowerPoints and all this, we have pretty much an open field. We can do whatever we want in this sandbox, and so we definitely don't want to limit ourselves yet. There's tons of cool stuff we can do there. I'm not sure if donating PowerPoints is super interesting. I know personally in Royale, I just kind of click through, donate to my clanmates, but I don't think too much about it. I think we can do it in a way that's more interesting and more dynamic.
So, but Band Wars.
So Band Wars would be super cool, but I want to say for the record, Clash of Clans and Clash Royale didn't have Clan Wars for 2 years after launch. We haven't even been born yet.
He's getting a little testy here. We can tell.
That's true.
Band Wars? How dare you?
How dare you?
We're not ready. We've only been in beta for a year and a half. But
No, but we love it. We love it. We definitely want to do Band Wars, and we are like eyeing Clash Royale's new system, going, that looks cool.
Yeah.
But again, that's something that took those games a long time to develop and put together, and we're just starting to brainstorm.
That makes sense.
So what he's saying, Band Wars in 2 years. We'll see you then.
Maybe less.
Maybe less. Hopefully less.
Yeah.
So the next response here from Gaming Bros 101, the two things that he really wants here is band mail and larger bands, maybe 200-man bands. Now there's somebody here that I know is all about that band mail life. Trickshot, you've been pulling for the band mail.
My #1 feature request right now, above everything, even before global, is band mail.
What?
I just need band mail. All right. It's my #1 thing.
don't know.
I
All right.
mean, global would be nice. But
Boys, shut it down. Band mail.
That's right.
band mail.
Stop what you're doing. Get on that band
Band
mail
mail
right
is
now.
out, and then band mail goes right into bigger band size. How are you supposed to control a band if you can't even tell them what's going on? You put a little message, you have 200 people in there, and you're just flies right by. So you need some band mail. It keeps some order
good
in your
point,
bands.
I mean.
So
I actually didn't think of it that way. Our bands are much bigger than clans, so it's even harder to get a message to all those people because it scrolls so fast.
imagine a super active band. You post a message like, "Hey everyone, we're gonna go play some friendlies right now." And like, "Oops, sorry, I just got Nita," and
That's a good point.
that's gone. So band mail.
For us, it's just kind of a UI thing. Didn't realize so many of you wanted band mail.
Yes.
It's a good feature, so we'll definitely bump that up. Seems important.
So our last question was, what addition or change to Brawl Stars would keep you playing for years to come? Now, Ind or Not Indy here, we kind of asked for one idea, and he threw us pretty much everything that you could possibly ask for. So rather than going over every single thing, pick out one that jumps out at you, Kairos. Which one looks good to you?
I'm gonna have to go with less teaming and showdown. Hashtag stop the spin.
That's right.
Hashtag.
Hashtag stop the spin. But teaming and showdown is kind of one of those interesting things where it gets to a point where you either have to do it or you have to stop playing showdown because you'll just lose a ton of trophies. And so some way for Brawl Stars to naturally encourage people to not team in showdown would be something that I would really love to see because, you have to do it basically at some point.
I'm with you there. I basically stopped playing Showdown completely because of the teaming. So I'm with you on that. Of that list, though, I would like to see, he mentions more ticketed events, and I think that would be really cool because as of right now, we go boss fight, Robo Rumble, back and forth, and while that's fine, think of a third ticketed event in there where you're only playing the same ticketed event every 3 weeks. Really kind of make it to where you're really looking forward to that one event coming back around every time it does. Just really bring the excitement back to the ticketed events. How about you, Trickshot?
So one thing that really stood out from him is the changes to the league reward system as you go up in trophies. So I think right now it's already pretty okay, but once you get higher up, you're not really getting that much. Your seasonal rewards aren't too useful for you anymore. So I think throwing in new things that are custom to players up there, maybe like skins that only the best of the best get, or maybe
I like that.
even some maybe some new profile pictures for your profile, and
a good idea.
Maybe even some backgrounds for your brawler pay. I don't know. So there's a lot of things that could happen. And some changes make it a lot more enticing for players to go up, make you want to come back and really push every day.
Yeah.
Some new skins that can only get from there.
And for me, first, I'll give Kairos a little hope. We have some tricks up our sleeve that we may be able to do something about teaming. And to explain, we're okay with teaming being an option in Showdown. We kind of like that dynamic where maybe you team up with someone, they could backstab you, you don't know, it's a little risky. What we aren't too happy with is where the whole game is just everyone teaming and there's maybe one guy on the outside and then you just wait for the smoke.
That's me.
That's not exactly what we're hoping for, so we would like to impact that a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, for my favorite response from Internet Indy is about, he suggested removing auto-aim above 300 trophies. Now, this is something we definitely don't want to do, and here's why. First and foremost, players would be kind of training themselves and practicing up to the kind of, the upper tiers of the game, and then it would change, which isn't quite right. Suddenly, when you get to competitive, the whole game is different. Gameplay's different. That doesn't feel right to us. But additionally, I think, especially at the top, auto-aim is functioning pretty well. Nobody at the top of the leaderboards is using auto-aim with Piper.
No.
No
Yeah,
chance.
No, that does
For
not
sure.
happen.
Right.
Never.
And so you kind of have to, it depends on the brawler, it's situational, and that's exactly what we're hoping for. If you try to manually shoot with Bull or Shelly or Daryl, it's really difficult. It's not fun, and you will miss shoot all the time. So I think especially at the top of the game, auto-aim is working exactly as intended. And it's sort of a learning curve. In the beginning, you use auto-aim a lot, and then as you kind of move up, you realize Piper's a lot better when you aim normally. And, it varies for all the brawlers, which is good.
Sure, absolutely.
Next response was from Real Casper, and he suggests making some type of like special events, that happen maybe during the weekend. I think he's probably getting some inspiration from Clash Royale, where they do like 2 times elixir, lots of different things like that. So he's talking about increasing speed and visibility for a short time and things like that. Something to really change the game
Spice it up.
and spice it up and give you something fun. He does mention not making it a ticketed event, but just something to have some fun. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. It would definitely bring me to the game over and over and over again for a long period of time.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
definitely
be
keeping
less.
things fresh. That is always a fun thing to add, and I'm sure that there are so many different possibilities that can be done with the different game modes. I mean, there's just tons of different things that can be done, and I'm sure that we'll see many different things as the game progresses along.
Personally, I love Rage mode in Royale. It's super fun and super fast. I love that. And on the dev team, we're thinking about these all the time. Crazy
Right.
things to throw in and switch them up. What we're having trouble with is kind of how to frame it. Royale has a really nice space on the kind of tournament tab where they can
Right.
put these, kind of weird, wacky modes. So we're trying to think how to fit that into the 4 game modes, and are they ranked, are they not ranked, kind of fitting it in there.
Yep. How about you, Trick?
Yeah, going off Ryan, I think would be cool. We just had this edition in Showdown where you could have solo and then duo. So what if you had that slider, if there's a new mode for the week, you could slide on gem grab to be like, a special event, like, I don't know, double gems, like Casper mentions in his post, so in gem grab, so,
Need 20 gems to win.
Yeah, so you need double gems.
That would be
and
pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that
so
would be cool.
It's a much longer game. It's a
Yeah.
lot, the stakes
Maybe
are a
the
lot
gems come
higher.
out faster.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So
That would be pretty cool.
The
actually.
one
slide
gem
it.
challenge.
One gem to win.
You get one gem, you hold it for a minute, and you win.
Our next response was from Master Wong 706. He says he wants a way to play the game casually without losing trophies. I mean, no more frustrating tilting. Not that I ever tilt. Kairos, what about you?
I tilt all the time.
that's
Oh,
true,
you
me
didn't
too.
mean that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I absolutely love this idea. One of the things that I'm at the point now where I have quite a few brawlers that are past 500 trophies, and I don't want to go and play them because I want to get all of my brawlers up to 500 trophies. And so I am kind of limiting myself. But then there are brawlers that, like Nita, I would love to play Nita. She's one of my favorite brawlers, and I'm kind of forced to not have to do that because of that. So I like
Right,
it.
and similarly, like you guys came here this week, you're way ahead of me in trophies, but you can't play with me on your main account because I will just drag you down into the depths.
The competition's a lot higher where we're
Right,
at. Yeah,
yeah.
and so that's hard.
It's not as fun.
How do you solve that? How do you solve that? I don't know.
I don't have a
Ryan?
solution. It's a tough thing. I mean, you got to have it be competitive. Tilting kind of comes with competitive games. That's
very
kind
true.
of how it is. I know it's not super fun, but
Yeah, and that's the thing is that, sure, there's friendly battles which kind of fill this role. However, a friendly battle, there isn't that, just excitement of, oh, am I going to win? Am I going to gain those trophies? Am I going
Right.
to lose? That's part of the excitement as well. And while in friendly battles, doesn't completely scratch that itch. So I get it, and what the solution is yet, I don't know, but maybe we'll see something in the future.
If anyone can solve it, it's the Brawl
right.
Stars dev team.
That's
I
very
mean,
true.
They're smart.
So, I don't know.
all right, we'll get to work.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more notable response here that we have is from Linkwink, who suggests an in-game map creation tool. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. What do you think,
I
Lex?
want that in game. I could spend hours doing something like this, and I know that you guys have talked about it, that it's been a project or at least an idea that you guys have kicked around. Do you think at some point it might make it into the game?
Well, I will say that right now it only exists as like a post-it note on an idea board.
Well, that's the first step.
That is the first step.
That's a
You're
big
right.
first step.
Always start with Post-it.
The Brawl community has been ridiculously creative. Even there's a website that's fan-made where you can go and put together maps. So we're taking them from there also and testing them and putting some of them in. We would love to get a map maker going. In-game is a little difficult, believe it or not, on our system side. Clash of Clans base editor took a long time to implement and is still really difficult to keep running. That's why Boom actually doesn't have one, because it's really, really tough for us to do. One option is for us to make a website to do it. But yeah, we're still thinking about every which way we can make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, well, whenever you do make something, or if you don't, you could still keep sharing your maps in moderation on Reddit, and put it there every now and then. Maybe we'll even have some more map making contests in the future. Make a map, might get in game.
Yeah.
Join 1,000 lakes, like it's.
That's right. Some of them have made it into game, which is
right.
really cool.
Yeah, our game designer is definitely lurking on Reddit looking for maps.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. That was the last question. What an amazing community roundtable. What did you guys think?
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a blast.
That was awesome. I think we should do this again sometime.
We definitely should.
Absolutely. So keep your eye out on Reddit for the next one where you can give your answers, and also keep an eye out for the Brawl Talk. Hopefully, it's coming up soon. See you guys next time.
So our next response was from.
do you spell that?
Okay.
This is Community Roundtable.
Oh, should save that for something else.
This is Community Roundtable.